sentence on the show.
Yeah, it would have been. It would
You
have
never
been.
know, you might have to bleep, 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 bleep. Everybody's like,
Would have been.
yeah,
Very,
I had to
very
do that one
interesting.
time. I bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah.
They said, no, just get a text from my son like, Dad, when did you have to do that? I'm like,
Oh.
these streets is wild.
Next on Only Nerds.
We need an Only Nerds channel. Ooh, dang it, we just lost a great idea. Only Nerds would be great. Nerds telling stories that people wouldn't believe. Like, yeah, man, I was at a con.
I'm almost positive somebody is already
Done, or at least copyrighted.
the term. Yeah.
The problem is that we are one of like maybe 5 nerds who have stories that are not nerd and are like wild, like, oh yeah, man. And that's why we almost got arrested. But luckily we had a camera. You know, there was like, I thought this was a nerd channel. It's like Dicejunkies we're complex. We're a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus here with
Q.
and no Bloodaxe today. He's taking care of the fammy. So
I gotta show this off real quick, man. Check this out. Somebody got me this for Christmas. Isaac. Yeah, my boy Tanner got this for me, man. Best part of friggin' Castlevania, man. My boy Isaac. Normally, man, changes I'm not always for, but sometimes it's a change for the better. I can watch a whole series about Isaac, man. I would love it if they did an origin.
Oh
story.
no, I would definitely watch that.
I want to know what he's doing now, man. I was like, oh, Nocturne came out. What's Isaac doing? You know, I don't care about these new people. What's Isaac up to? That's what I need to know.
All right, man. We don't have a lot. We sort of rushed it here at the end because we were enjoying some.
Well, it's mostly legal and screw overs. It's like it's business talk and some bad news because you've heard us talking about some. But
Yeah.
you know me. I can talk. I'll tell them a Dice Junkie story. You know, we'll get. Let me tell you about this time I was on a pub crawl and I got invited to join a 4-way.
All right. And there goes monetization again.
How could that demonetize? There wasn't a profanity in there. 4-way drinking game?
4-way stop sign.
I actually said the words 3 is company, 4 is a crowd. I'm going to be over here.
Yeah.
We have fun.
Oh, man.
Dude, that was the most legal Dice Junkie stories I had. That one didn't have any potential like lawsuits.
That's true. That's true.
All the others I have to confess to.
Yeah, see, Mike in the chat room says Isaac was an interesting character. Yeah.
Man.
Nah, still, I mean, he was one of my favorite characters of the new.
Dude, that'd be a good idea. I might have to try that. I don't know if I've watched enough to cover it. I don't watch it. Like a top black anime characters, like well done anime characters. Isaac would definitely be on the list for a well done brother. I kind of like old boy from Tingo Tingen, the black guy with the dreads, the breakdance. But what happened to his girlfriend?
Dude.
So that's the
that was painful, and it
was painful.
I mean, then there was definitely a little bit of the racism of Japan targeted towards that character.
I know, because that was messed up. But Isaac.
But also, it was just a messed up scene, dude. Because I really liked the character. The character was,
and it's just something you're like, man, you never really, So, like I said, it'd be a hard list to put together.
I think there's enough. I mean, we may list all 10 of the.
Yeah, but like Isaac was well executed. Dude, when he took out the Viking vampire, that was so tight. And then everybody like, man, where's so and so? I took out a vampire lord with a knife and a bad attitude. That's what I'm talking about. All right, but yeah, he was possibly the most interesting human in the show.
Well, speaking of anime and animation,
hope you got that money. Hey, dirty Sony, hope you got my money.
Sony jacks up prices for Crunchyroll and kills Funimation. Of course, we all knew Funimation was coming to the end because of the last price hike they did on Crunchyroll was supposedly because of the purchase of Funimation, where they I think they upped the monthly subscription by $1 a month. Now apparently they're
gonna miss that $1 hike.
Now apparently they are raising the yearly cost of the yearly subscription from $55 a year to $100 a year, an almost 50% almost double. Yeah, almost 100%.
That's $10 shy of doubling the price of your Crunchyroll subscription. And nothing offered for it. Nothing offered for it.
Supposedly, there are still some anime that were on Funimation that hadn't moved over to Crunchyroll, so there'll be a little larger
Our little next topic is how much you're losing from this, not gaining.
But yeah, so Mike in the chat room says, looks like I canceled CR just in time.
Yeah, double. Yes. In January, they're doubling the price of your Crunchyroll
I don't know.
subscription.
I may join you on that.
Hi-ho. We sail the sea.
I wasn't going there, buddy. Not on YouTube, man.
What I'm talking about, I'm just singing, man. You don't like the movie? I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm thinking about Jack Sparrow. What are you about, my friend?
I'm just confused. I'm getting old,
Mm-hmm. Yo ho ho. I'm saying that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah. So on top of this, of course, those who had Funimation are even losing more if they had digital purchases, because apparently Crunchyroll don't support that, and you just SOL.
I love the way they went about it, because they started out like they cared. They were like, we understand that a lot of you are concerned about your Funimation digital library, and we can understand that. Bleep you. That was like the follow note. It was like, you are screwed. You were right to be concerned. Bye. Hey, go to Crunchyroll. We're doubling the price. I'm like, wait, so you could literally lose your entire digital library and be charged double to be on Crunchyroll? That is just wild. Wild. $5.99 to $12.49 a month. So wait, if you're not buying a yearly, it is a straight up double. Yeah, no, it's more than double. So it's more than double monthly, and it's literally $10 shy of double a year. Now, this is so bad that the legality.
I'm a little confused here because it's showing from USD $5.99 to CAD. Is that Canadian?
Oh yeah, that's something happening on April 15th. That's happening soon. What is that price hike? What is CAD like? Is there a mid-price hike? Because I know about the 2025 January, but is there a price hike happening in April as well? Good Lord, how high are they going on this? Let me see. What is that, $15.99? Let's see what that transfers to in USD.
$12.49.
No, so there's another. So wait, so it's going from $5.99 to $11.88. So no, it's going up in April too. Okay, so it's, how many price hikes is Crunchyroll going through? So wait a minute.
Here we go. It says instead of paying $5.99 per month for Funimation Premium Plus, migrated subscribers will now have to pay $9.99 per month, and the new billing cycle will start on.
So
April
if you don't
15th.
cancel
these
your
are
Funimation,
Funimation people getting kicked over to Crunchyroll. So
at nearly double the price.
Yes.
Again, near like a 40% increase in price. And note that it says the new billing cycle, which implies that if you don't cancel your Funimation, they're going to automatically switch you to this higher plan. So for people that aren't paying attention, that don't keep an eye on their Funimation, can you do that? Do you double the price without me having to click something? I should have to click something. I should have to accept that new price.
No, I mean, if you say I'm going to pay this monthly, all they have to do is notify you of a price hike, and that's what they're doing.
Well, the main thing about the doubling price thing is that almost feels like there's going to be a legal issue. My reason why I say that is just because that is called price gouging, because literally there's not that many anime companies, and Funimation and Crunchyroll are both the largest by far. You are closing out one of the other options, so that now it's Crunchyroll or it's half-assed third party.
Well,
best.
I mean,
and you're doubling the price. They used to take companies and go after them for that.
It's too late, man. We allowed them to, the government allowed them to buy all these things with no, Sony is never guilty of any. Now Microsoft.
Yeah, third place in a 3-man competition is somehow the monopoly.
I think there's probably a lot of little. Yeah, we're not having any issues, right?
We got most of the market. Look, man. Man, that was a nice green dress your daughter wore to school yesterday. How you know that? All I'm saying is we didn't do nothing, right? Here she's going to wear a red dress tomorrow. No, man, because, I mean, this feels mafia-like. Like, it feels so illicit that you're looking at him going like, you're doubling your price after you shut down the only competition. And what scares me is you stupid. How long the video been going? Okay, we'll keep it out. You stupid, dumb as hell Sony fanboys, think that it would be a good thing if Xbox got out of the console game. Sucker, please. They just doubled the friggin' price of their anime. What do you think is going to happen to their console game? If Xbox leaves the console wars, then Sony will double the price of every goddamn exclusive game. Call me a liar. Bitch, you got evidence. I hope we've been long enough.
Yeah.
I got evidence. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at them doing it. This is what we've been trying to tell you, idiots. Oh, you just like Xbox? Well, no, dummy. They doubled the price. Thank you for bringing it up. They doubled the price. What do you think they're going to do to God of War? God of War going to be $150. Spider-Man 2 going to be $200. And you ain't going to get to play Spider-Man. You're going to play Spider-Girl, you're going to like it, and you're going to pay $200-something. And you know why I'm not surprised? You know why Q knew? Because when they told us years ago for PlayStation 4, wait, man, that's kind of high. Man, you're going to pay that and you're going to like it because you want our console. I said, oh, that's somebody don't respect me. I knew, but you idiots are taking years to wrap your head around.
All right, let's not call our viewers idiots.
No, the fanboys. They only watch our show to get mad at us. Ain't nobody in our base a fanboy. We have Sony players. And these Sony players, you know what our fans would do that have it? They would not do it when they did this. Like, we got Michael in there. I think he's got a PlayStation. Other Mike, man, Mike ain't going to pay $200 for God of War. I know him, man. I respect that man. I'm talking about the people that think, ooh, Sony's going to drive Xbox out of business. I'm like, yeah, and then it ain't going to hurt me. You think I'm a fanboy? No, dude, I'm a PC player. Tell them how much money I put in my PC. We just upgraded my PC, sucker. I'm a PC player. I play Xbox to play my boy Bloodaxe because that's my brother, and I'm willing to literally have a console to play with him, and then we have a console for fighting games. But I'm PC. I'm Power World on PC. I'm getting Last Epoch on PC. I had Starfield on PC. Fallout 4, PC. Skyrim, PC. So it's like, I don't care. Because we'll find a way to get your PlayStation game.
So we got to get you on Reddit, man. There's this channel called PC Master Race.
I know. We got emulators, sucker. I'll play God of War on PlayStation without touching a PlayStation, man. PC, baby. But if Xbox leaves, you suckers are going to get charged twice. You know what's messed up? They're going to charge you more than they're going to charge us on PC. Oh. Tell me I'm wrong. They'll put it out on PlayStation for $200, but they'll knock their price down on PC. I bet you they will. They ain't going to charge us what they charge you. So you need to think and stop being so supportive of a company that is going to screw you over. At least demand that they don't put out Spider-Man 2 where they literally do the opposite of what you said. That's just respect. You go, hey, dude, we told you they didn't want to play all this Mary Jane. Make it a DLC. No, I'm not saying you don't put it in there. I believe everybody should be represented. Do not take me wrong. If you want to play Mary Jane, make a DLC where you play her through the whole damn game. Hell, make it unlock mode. Make an unlock mode. Unlock Mary Jane. Do like they did in Suicide Squad, Kill Justice League, Lazy Crap. Give her a swinging thing. Have her imitate Spider-Man. She got a freaking lasso. I don't mind. I'm just saying don't make it mandatory for somebody when everybody has said we don't want to do it. Demand respect, people. Respect your money so other people respect your money. Done rant. I'm just saying get some respect for yourself and make people respect you.
Well, Big Gossip on the internet has been talking about Starfield going to PlayStation. Now, this was a leak that came out a few weeks ago.
And then somebody confirmed it, some guy.
Yeah, several people, someone confirmed it, but
then rolled it back.
Now, apparently, Nate the Hate 2, who originally posted about this, is saying...
And confirmed it, supposedly.
Yeah, and confirmed it. Now it's saying, on review, On recheck of the info mentioned below, the information suggesting Starfield was PS5 bound is false. I will not delete the tweet. I own this mistake. A previous report from January discussing the MS bringing games multi-platform remains accurate.
Microsoft said they plan to do multi-platform game, but here's why we know Starfield. Why I thought this was weird, and we didn't even do a lot of energy into it because you need to remember that PlayStation is different from Xbox, like literally the hardware. Like they would have to make a lot of changes to run it on PlayStation. The game's not doing well. Who'd waste that money? Like I'm going like the game is bombing. I'll admit it, it's bombing, and I've given up on it because we kept having hope that the modders would fix it.
Starfield right now I think is down 98%.
And here's the real problem. I don't even mind any of that. The real problem is the modders quit it. Because we bought it hoping it would be modded.
Well, dude, I'll be honest. I thought they were going to drop the modders pack in January.
I can't believe they didn't. That
And,
was so stupid.
you know, everybody thought they were going to drop the modders pack in January. And then we'd see an intake of mods. We did not see that. We did not get the
only way they could
modders
save
pack.
Starfield is they put out everything to the modders. And they just said, all right, just run wild. Like, they just put the code out and just go, run wild. Because at this point, the only way modders would touch this game is if they had the ability to rewrite the whole game.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't wait until the DLC to drop the modders pack. They need to drop the modders pack before the DLC.
It's too late. It don't matter if they do it then. It's too late. Dude, the modders are gone.
I wouldn't say they were 100% gone, dude. I mean, if they drop the modders pack and some modders get in there, come on, you know it. If a couple of modders get in there and do some really cool stuff with it, other modders are going to go, oh, man,
they got
some people doing some good stuff over there.
I mean, I looked up, man, they still dropping some pretty cool crap on Skyrim and Fallout 4. They went back to Fallout 4. I was on Fallout 4 going like, man, look at that shotgun they put on. Ooh, they got a new shotgun.
Oh, no, dude. Skyrim mods, I'll be honest, dude. I see new Skyrim mods pop up almost every month.
No, you want to know? I'm going to put this out there. Why has no one put the Arcanist, man, from ESO? There's a whole board of people going, will somebody please put the Arcanist in Skyrim? And I was up there, too, like, please? Because that class is fun. Anyway, just a request, guys, if you hear me, please grab that Arcanist and put it on Skyrim. I'll go play it. I'll drop you something, man. You know, you got a little donation. Because honestly, I'd drop a tip just to play that on Skyrim.
The mechanics on Skyrim versus ESO, though, are...
Dude, I've had somebody put Everett's Black Tentacles in that game. I can't find it now. It was awesome.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the mechanics are a bit rough between the two.
But basically, I knew this was a false claim so far just because there's no money in it. One, PlayStation fanboys are not going to buy a Microsoft-owned game. We know that. Two, it's not doing well enough it would make any money.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that there's that. Look, I look at the PlayStation fanboys like I look at a lot of other extremists, dude. They're a small, loud minority, but they're loud. But most gamers do not keep up with any of this. They're going to see a new game hit the shelf. Oh, man, I've been hearing about it. Now, like you said.
The problem is this ain't a good game.
This isn't a great game for that because there isn't that word. But I don't think I think the number of people that would not buy it because it is a Microsoft IP is so minuscule, no one should care.
I don't know, man. Bethesda person's pretty big. But here's the thing. Yeah, I agree. Like, they'll buy Elder Scrolls 6. We know they will.
Yeah.
But Starfield ain't that game that they're going to buy.
Well, I agree that Starfield's not the game. What I'm saying, though, is I don't think it has anything to do with the PlayStation shields.
I'll give you that. I believe that Starfield is not successful enough to be worth multi-platforming.
I agree.
Especially with the code changes and everything that would need to be done to make it compatible.
Now, what you might see is if after the DLC and some modders pick it up, if it gets any kind of momentum going.
Well, dude, Bethesda's the kings of re-releasing the same game.
You may see a re-release and then be on PlayStation.
Right, yeah, they'll re-release it 4 times.
Yeah.
They'll do that. But right now, it's a loss to put it out on PlayStation. Now, Hi-Fi Rush did really well. It was very cheap to make, small company. Good multi-platform game to increase its fan base. A lot of people don't know Hi-Fi Rush is Xbox exclusive. That one, not a lot of people know. That one would shoot through.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. But I don't think that Starfield has the purchase power that people would even snag it, that they'd make back the money they spent releasing it on PlayStation. I don't think they could pay for the commercials for Starfield to release on PlayStation.
My thing is, I think games like Hi-Fi Rush and stuff is great to go multi-platform. I don't see a reason to try to make something like that exclusive. I will say,
console sellers.
When it comes to
Starfield,
seller. When it comes to the next Elder Scrolls game, I hope they make the next Elder Scrolls game.
They better
exclusive, just to go and say,
wow,
to
that'd be evil, dude. Because Elder Scrolls is the fantasy
yes,
that would be devastating.
Yes.
Well, okay, rephrase.
Now,
if it's
the only reason I never thought I'd say this,
I hate to say, if it's good, I'm not sure anymore, man. Starfield wasn't just bad. Starfield was one of the worst Bethesda releases I've seen in a while.
I don't have the hate for it that you have. I actually enjoyed the game.
Well, here's let me explain myself, because we ain't got no other topics. We got like 2 tabs. Anyway, here's my reason. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the game's terrible, but for Bethesda, there's 2 reasons that it's the worst Bethesda release.
Okay.
It is not for the reasons everybody else is whining, because I knew that it would be long. I knew it would be wordy. I knew that there would be a lot to do, so much is overwhelming. It is because no matter what Bethesda game it was, even Vault 76, you knew you were going to get, well, once they added them, let me rephrase that, because those idiots put no NPCs. What the fuck? Okay, second worst, because my God, what the hell was Vault? But once they put them in there, is that you're normally going to get a interesting, full open world with lots of things to find, and every corner something interesting is one thing Bethesda will give you every time. And 2, a lot of story and a lot of NPCs and interesting things going on. I love going to Riften and meeting the sword maiden, the big barbarian chick. I forgot her name because I'm old, but she's awesome. There are characters in Skyrim that are iconic moments. I loved in Fallout 4 many of the characters. Starfield had the weakest, lamest, nobody.
No,
name someone for Starfield. Name an NPC.
Here's my thing.
Name an NPC.
Here's my thing. Listen to me. They have some extremely interesting moments in Starfield. The problem is because of the world being so large, it's easy to miss. I ran across a settlement full of clones of interesting characters from history. That was so awesome. It was a very interesting moment.
But I counterpoint. But there's so few of them, that's why people are invited. Dude, Skyrim, every rock has a story. You flip it to random cave.
You also have 1,000 planets.
Yeah, with nothing on them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Let me tell you something. You can turn on Fallout 4 or Skyrim. You can literally close your eyes, spin the joystick, walk in a damn direction. You're going to find something interesting. That's one of the things Bethesda brought. And you never ran out of cool things to do. I'm sorry, Starfield failed at Bethesda. Mio, that's my boy. God dang it, Jarek's the best. Mio the lioness, he knows it. Yeah, was that your waifu too, boy? Oh boy, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that Mio was one of my favorite people to romance. She is just badass. She was a big spoon though. Mio was badass. It's like I was a little wizard with the big old wife, protect me. But it was fun. But I remember that secret. But like I said, it's like they somehow managed to fail at what they're good at. And that I can't forgive. I can forgive you for making the same mistakes. And it's like, graphics are jacked up, game's glitchy. That's a Bethesda experience. But I'm like, why am I so bored?
But I mean, look, people fell in love with Miria, some random girl on the streets of Starfield's main city. Has 3 lines in the whole game, but they somehow made this character interesting. So, I mean, they had good moments in Starfield. Is what I'm trying to say. Is you're not there.
Wrong, but what you're missing. What I'm saying is that, but they didn't have the quantity, which is why it got lost in the mix. See, that's an interesting moment. There's 100 of those in Skyrim. I have literally walked up on a conversation. after playing Skyrim for like 8 years and went, what's going on here?
Look,
and then,
dude.
No. And then I wondered if there was a real story to this, and I followed the dude after he argued with his wife, and I followed him, and he went and was drinking, and he was complaining about the previous conversation in the bar. And I'm like, I didn't know this was here. There was a quest. It was just an interesting thing that you followed this dude. She's yelling at me again about all my drinking. You know what his friend did? He said, maybe it's because you drink too much. And I'm just like, this is just hidden in the game.
Once again, Starfield. I ended up at this settlement. And there's this woman staring out of the glass of this domed settlement. I talked to her, and she's like interested in what she's asking me about exploring space and all this stuff. And then her husband comes up to me and yells at me because he doesn't want me filling his wife full of these crazy ideas. And so then I go and I talk to I run across his daughter later, and I tell her about space. Then I go back over and say, I talked to your daughter too!
Yeah, well, why isn't there more of that? I said, why is
that's the thing. There's a lot. It's because they made the game. Honestly, they made the game too big.
Yes.
They made too much empty space. And that doesn't work well with the human.
Because you literally may never land on that planet where that happened. Like, you may never find that conversation. Whereas, like, I will admit, Skyrim, there's whole sections of Skyrim I haven't explored. But it's because I was not lacking for things to do.
Yeah.
And I think their mistake is, one person described it well. You know what one guy said?
Hold up. Mike and Sharon says, Starfield is very much like No Man's Sky. It's a lot of procedural stuff with a lot of empty. Problem is, we expect more from Bethesda. I will agree.
Yeah, I didn't expect that from Bethesda.
And also, I will say, they introduced a lot of elements in this game they've never done before, but other people had, and other people had already done them better.
Significantly.
And that was another, I think, part that people... Because you mentioned No Man's Sky. Let's be honest. Starfield is not No Man's Sky. It is not
the same type of game.
Not really it's not even really the same type of game. But it has a lot of the same elements, and No Man's Sky did them better.
Honestly, I will say this. You're right. You know what? They could have kept the entire Starfield game just to the territories of those factions. Mm-hmm. Remove the shipbuilding. Remove the space station build, the settlement, the little station building. And instead, just pack that story in. Because let me tell you something. One of my favorite sci-fi games is Mass Effect. There isn't a lot of exploration, and there's no exploration in Mass Effect. And the number of locations that have people you go to is very small. But Citadel is rich with characters and things happening. The characters are all very interesting. I would have much preferred a more compact, well-done story from Bethesda.
The playable space of Citadel is probably a lot smaller than the space of New Atlantis, but it seemed more livelier than New Atlantis.
Yes, it did. And that's what I would have enjoyed. I would have enjoyed a rich, full of these encounters story from Bethesda instead of a massive universe of which I can do nothing. Dude, they didn't even do it as good as, like, Enshrouded or Power World for, like, me feeling like I'm there.
Yeah.
I have more time, like, hunting for food in Power World to keep everyone from starving. He's at the base working, and I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to go get some food. I'll come back, start tossing, the experience of being there in a game that's not very original but is very fun is so much deeper because I feel involved in the things going on. Whereas in Starfield, I was very disconnected. I'll admit it. I was just flying around. Okay, I'm on a planet. Well, let's go get some XP. I didn't even see the creatures as creatures. I found myself, because you accused me of it, because you said, man, what level are you? I'm like, dude, I'm just I'm getting XP on planets. I didn't even say the name of the planet. I'm like, I'm over here. None of the creatures popped. None of the encounters popped. I can't name anybody from the NPCs and companions. I can't name one of them.
Honestly, one of the most lackluster things to me were the creatures. They
had no imagination.
Yeah, they didn't really have much imagination. They were very basic. I would have liked to have seen, of course, the fact that they decided to go no alien life forms also was a bit of a downer. I would have liked to have seen some kind of other life form.
Let me give you an example of a encounter you may have forgotten in Fallout 4 to introduce a creature. There is an old town you run into. If you remember, all the buildings were torn down. And you know what they did that was beautiful? As you're in that town and you're searching, you start to hear growling and grunting. You may start to remember what jumps out. And as you're going into buildings, you keep starting to hear this sound, but everybody's dead. No one's there. And then when you come down after you've explored all the buildings, a Yagoi burst out of the woods. But you heard it long before you saw it, and you saw the signs, and you saw like little signs that something killed everyone here. Mm-hmm. Then a Yagoi. You know, same thing with New Vegas, due to Cazadors, where Nightmare, you'd hear the buzzing, and you know that they're nearby. None of these creatures did this. So, and the thing is, Bethesda can do better. They can do better. And I don't mind the graphics or anything. I'm completely forgiving of that. But I will absolutely hit them for not doing what they do well. Yeah. That is their fault, to not do the thing they do well. That was my problem. I'm like, you know how to do this. You've done it for years. Why in this game did you drop the ball? Now, they tried. You're right. Because I remember an encounter where I sat down and had lunch with Grandma. Remember, I found the old lady. She invited me over for dinner. I sat down at the table, talked with her, and ate dinner with this lady. Just all the shit. That's a cool thing. But, dude, most people can't find that encounter. I went online. People were like, I've been searching for 3 days. I can't find it. Because the damn game's too big. You can't even find these encounters. Because it's empty. And the best word I heard described, and we'll end on this, is that you know the best word to describe Starfield? One guy said he never felt as lonely when he was exploring the space in Starfield. And I said, that's a good way to describe it. You're walking around and it feels like it's just empty. It doesn't even feel complete. It's so empty, it feels incomplete. Feels like a beta game where you went off the map. Where they haven't. Remember Valheim when you got to the lava lands and they hadn't done it yet? So you're just walking around empty fields. Going like, man, it's going to be interesting when they put something here. Yeah, that's everything outside of the main system of Starfield.
I didn't feel that way. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I wandered around on planets for a long time not seeing crap.
I always saw something. There was always some generated building. It was the same generated building I saw back there. Yeah. That's full of pirates or
I found a bunch that didn't have pirates, dude. Maybe we had different random. I found a lot of empty places.
Never really found that many empty places.
Walking around this cave, man, there's not nobody in it. Sometimes places are empty, dude. They don't always have enemies in it.
Now some of the caves were empty, but I didn't feel it was as empty as you're saying. I mean, it felt repetitive.
God did it, and I felt that like Jarek said, the handcrafted Skyrim experience would have been better. You know, like they did that in Enshrouded. Enshrouded's not procedure generated. They made the map and put stuff in it on purpose. And because of that, it feels real. It feels like you're in this place, but it feels like it's a place. It doesn't feel like...
I think they could have done a better job of doing procedural. I think procedural generated is the right direction.
Well done, procedural generated.
Yes, I just don't think they did a good job of it.
Because here, you know what? Last thing, now for real. I feel like I'm playing a game when I play Starfield. That's what the repetition and the baptism. I feel like I'm playing a game. That's not my normal Bethesda experience. I do not forget myself in Starfield. I feel like I'm playing a game. That's not a good thing. All right. Not for a Bethesda game, because that's all they had going.
Speaking of games.
Oh, this is heartbreaking.
And it's great to have Mike in the chat room for this.
I know our boy Jared can get in on this, man. We're about to break his heart, though.
Team Ninja currently has no plans to revisit Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. So as of right now, Team Ninja has said they are not working on, they are not thinking about working on, they're not planning on working on any Ninja Gaiden or Dead or Alive. Now, they did say that both IPs are very important to Team Ninja. And so the development team is always considering the possibility. It's not considered right now.
I mean, I guess not trying to challenge Tekken 8's a good idea. We'll get into that. It's kicking mad ass. But, dude, what did we say, though, last Friday? We were talking about this, saying that there are some moments in DOA fights that are just a legend amongst us. They're just, you don't get them anywhere else.
Yeah.
Just brawls of epic badassery, cool moments. Crazy unexpected counters into knocking a dude through a wall, jumping off the wall, beating him into the ground. Like, riding dude down a freaking stone stair, okay? There's just epic moments in that game that no other fighting game has ever offered. So it's heartbreaking. Yeah, I know my boy, Flynn is a Ninja Gaiden veteran. Well, but I used to love hard games. I mean, I still play.
Well, we're not saying no more Ninja Gaiden, by the way.
They have no plans.
They still have no plans. They're keeping the IP and they're keeping it open.
But you know how long it takes to make a
but
game?
Yeah,
that means
as of right now, it's going to be at least
26, 27,
3 to 4 years is usually the development cycle.
So yeah, like we're not looking at. We're going to be some old bastards by the time we get another DOA, and it's just heartbreaking because we're enjoying Tekken 8, and it's a good game. I like it. But there's just some DOA fights, man, that are just on another level. And that level of excitement and just over-the-top action, none of these other fighting games offer it, None of them offer it the way DOA does. So this is sad for us because we were hoping that after Tekken 8, the next game we would be playing was DOA. Yeah. That was literally our expectation. It was going to be Tekken 8.
Yeah, we just talked about it, Friday?
Yeah, we were talking about it. And now we're like, we'll probably play Tekken 9 before we play no, fighting games have a pretty good shelf life. But there'll be another Mortal Kombat before then because MK1 did not do it. That's the next topic. But this is sad. Like, DOA was fun.
Yeah.
Very fun. And Ninja Gaiden was a great, challenging series. I switched over to Dark Souls, but I played the other Ninja Gaidens, and they were very fun. I loved getting a paddle, getting the wooden sword, get the big paddle with all the symbols on it. That was a grind, but it was worth it. Good game. So, that's just sad because it means that we're just going to have to stick with Tekken, and they haven't announced it, but we're hoping it's Soul Calibur 7.
Yeah, maybe a new Soul Calibur,
hit, but it looks like DOA is not even competing this generation. They've given up the fight. Now, maybe they're waiting for fighting games to pick back up because it has been lukewarm. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter hit kind of...
Well, and I'll say Dead or Alive 6, which was the last one, I think.
I believe so.
Didn't do so hot. They did some stupid things with their monetization. They went a little too far.
Jesus Christ, thousands of dollars for all the outfits.
Well, not even that, dude. They always did tons of outfits, and that was never... But, I mean, the thing with the charging for hair color and stuff like that, I mean, just like they were microtransactioning the hell out of that game, which didn't bother me that much just because I don't really give a damn about all that.
We don't do a lot of customization. Yeah.
But a lot of the fan base were big into these outfits and all that stuff, and it went a little too far. Plus, the game wasn't as good as DOA 5. Let's just be honest.
Went back. We literally one night
was
played
not
both.
as good as 5.
But to literally just throw their hands up, I'm like, I don't know about that. Because here's the problem: out of sight, out of mind. You don't want your IP to die off. Because us old dogs remember, but the young people forget it existed.
Normally, if you want to keep that IP important, like you claim they are, you just listen to your fan base. What did the fan base say? Oh, well, we overdid the monetization too much. Okay, what else did they say? Not enough destruction in the boards.
Get the environments back
to those big moments. Okay, so let's add more multi-layer boards and not charge as much or as many for the microtransactions. Yeah. They're fine if we still charge. Yeah. People buy outfits all the time. Just don't go that crazy with it. Yeah. Okay.
Make the outfit worth purchasing. Don't make me buy the blue version of the red jacket I have. Invent a new jacket.
Dude, they were selling other people's work. You realize, like, a good portion of the outfits were fan-made outfits. Like, they would run these competitions for DOA where people would basically create outfits for DOA characters. Then they would bundle those together and sell them for like $20, $30. So they weren't even doing the work for some of those outfits.
First of all, they weren't diverse. We went back to DOA 5. The outfits were way more diverse, but you were like, this is just slight changes. So it was just a disappointment.
So, I mean, I get some disheartening because of the IP not doing as well, but I think you shouldn't get disheartened. You should improve.
Yeah, but because, you'll get forgotten, man. It ain't easy to make a comeback when you stop being in the... fighting games are a constant cycle that you need to be in the rotation. We've never seen other games successfully come back. Remember Samurai Showdown tried to, it didn't pull it off. You know why? Because it was like 10, 15 years since the last Samurai Showdown. You need to be relevant. So I'm afraid they're going to wait, and when they put out another DOA, no one's going to care. They're not even going to know what it is. The new kids, they're not going to be like, what's that? Never heard of it.
And then, of course, I think that probably the biggest thing that honestly got the last DOA was the responsiveness of the controls. They didn't seem to be as responsive.
They felt way tighter in DOA 5,
as the previous one, and that killed a lot of people.
Which is crazy. Fighting games aren't supposed to go down in responsiveness. You're supposed to up that. But I hope this doesn't kill off DOA. Hopefully somebody either because what bothers me is that it's not one of the things that it's the combination.
Yeah.
By saying the IP is important to them, but also not want to make it in the game, they mean they're going to sit it on the shelf. And this is what they did to Mega Man. This is how they screwed up the Mega Man franchise. Is they wouldn't sell it. They wouldn't let anybody make a Mega Man game, but they wouldn't make one. Now, the only people that even know who the hell I'm talking about is me and you and some of our older fans. My kids don't know who Mega Man is.
Let's just go ahead and say it as it is. Our fans,
fans.
we don't really have a younger base fan.
Right. But like my kids don't know who Mega Man is because they didn't put out a damn game. So good job, guys. You've missed a whole generation.
So
Tekken 8, like a dragon.
I didn't have the article pulled up, but anyway, Tekken 8 supposedly ranked 13 million sales on Steam alone. Also doubled Street Fighter's
UK launch.
For the UK launch.
It's killing Mortal Kombat 1. It is like the complete best-selling fighting game at the moment. It came in.
So, I mean, Tekken 8 has been doing, sales have been doing really good versus the last couple of fighting game releases. So, Maybe Tekken 8 make Team Ninja a little jealous.
Well, maybe they'll look and go, oh, there is still money in this because Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1 didn't do that great. So, and maybe they were like, well, we're not going to make a game because it doesn't look like fighting games are making money anymore. Tekken 8's going, no, they're making money, man. Stop sucking. You know what I'm saying? Stop sucking. They're like, oh, okay. And I'll admit, I've watched Street Fighter gameplay. It gets boring fast. And I mean, because I like to watch Smug. I like to watch Punk the God. I watch Sonic Fox. I'm losing the other names, but I watch a bunch of other guys. I watch the play. And even they kind of slow down. They're not playing it like, last time I checked out, Smug jumped back to a later Street Fighter, man, pulled out his Dudley. And when people are going back to your previous fighting game, that don't look good for you. You know, it doesn't. But Tekken 8 is showing the fighting games still have legs. You know, it's showing they still got legs. It's just make it look good, make it fun.
It surpassed player peaks of both Tekken 7 and Mortal Kombat.
So good news. Fighting games are still in there, baby. They're still in there. So maybe Team Ninja will look at this and be like, well, maybe we just need... Because here's the thing. To me, I've always put Tekken 8 and DOA as being far more similar than Tekken 8 and Street Fighter.
Tekken 8 also has some minimum monetization.
Yeah, no, I customized, dude. I made a black Steve. I made a black Dragon off. I was able to customize.
And where you had to buy parts of the outfits, they're bought with in-game currency.
And you have plenty. It's not even a grind. Like he had 31 million. I'm putting jackets on. I put a tan on, man. Dude look like me, but fit and young. But like I'm running around with freaking. And what's messed up is he made Brian look like him. So what he didn't know is that I came over and he was still like chilling because we were about to do the anime night, and I was down there beating the hell out of your Brian, man. I put his dude in there, and Q was whooping his ass.
All right,
practicing upside your head, and I was laughing. I said, "Man, he gonna cut out." And then we came down. I switched off. I was like, "Oh man, let me go play with Steve." He didn't know.
Oh.
But no money out of pocket. No money out of pocket is what you do. And you know what that did? That made me say, if they did put out an outfit that was for money, but it was unique, I'll drop 5. Because I don't feel like you're trying to make me pay for something I should have got. Dude, I'm willing to buy stuff. It just needs to feel like it's a bonus. I don't want it to feel like you took it out and then put it back in. Simple as that. And that's all you got to do to monetize your game is don't make people feel like they cheated you first. You know what I'm saying? They got these hands. My Mike know me in these hands. But and even our boy Jarek out there, Mike has got a copy of the game and has been practicing. Man, he came, he managed to whoop up on Xeno. I was like, oh man, you got to admit, his Asuka got on you, man. They had a good fight. I was just watching, man. This was getting personal. It was beautiful, and that's a fun game. But I consider DOA to be closer to Tekken and Street Fighter. And the reason I make that comparison is because to me, that means that if 3D games are what people are gravitating toward and doing well, I think a DOA would do well. I think people are kind of sick of the 2D. I tried to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. We just running the clock here chatting, but like, I tried to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. I enjoyed it for a short while, but then people started unlocking the one touch. And it's a shallow game. It's a 2D game. And 2D games just don't offer the satisfaction. It's like VR. Like, you expect games to move toward a little more realistic eventually. I think 2D fighters are starting to slowly kind of become a niche. Not that they're dying, but I believe the audiences are separating. For example, I haven't seen any of the people I know who play Street Fighter playing Tekken. It seems like the fighting, used to be you played all of it. I played all of them. Yeah. But it seems like it's kind of splitting. And here's the bad news. Tekken just showed that 3D audience may have more money and be willing to buy more games than that 2D audience. Now, we'll see.
Yeah. Last thing I had is something, a reminder to me, because I had forgotten about this until this popped up in my news feed. And that is Babylon 5 is apparently still alive. The remake for Babylon 5. There was a tweet that did get deleted, possibly because it talked too much about internal business.
That's how you hype, though. That's how you hype.
Because it was tweeted, since Warner believes in the project, they negotiated the script back from CW. So the script that was originally, they got it back from CW. So now it is back to Warner's.
That's good, dude. Yeah. CW is horrible. Yeah. It's like the worst TV company in the world for ruining something.
They had to bring it to broadcast networks first. But we all knew that wouldn't be their thing, and we're about to take it to streamers. When now, which this came up in December, I don't remember if we talked about this or not, but apparently Paramount Plus is in talks with Warner Brothers and Discovery about a merger. So with Paramount Plus merger, it was once again put on hold until that's worked out. Now, this is sort of where some of the inside stuff comes from, because originally I hadn't heard anything about there being the 6 to 8 weeks on this merger coming through and stuff like that. So it says also the streamers are all reconsidering their business models, budgets, genres, and other stuff. So all submissions are kind of dead right now. Word around town is these issues should be figured out in 6 to 8 weeks. And then they'll hear pitches and pilots. So I'm curious about this 6 to 8 week time, honestly, not just about Babylon 5, but just the whole, what's Warner Brothers going to bring to us? What are they going to come out with in this 8 week period?
Warner Brothers has got a little bit of my faith.
TV's been sort of dead.
But see, I already know that they definitely changed something, because they had to change when they got off CW, because they said that it will follow John Sheridan. And I'm like, oh, well, we know what CW is Jane Sheridan. And we know CW's style. Or they were going to kill John Sheridan in episode 1. So that's good, because our boy Jarek's a big Bab 5 guy. He's the reason I know as much as I do about the show. And I thought it was pretty good. I couldn't follow every episode. It's a little political, but I mean, some of those episodes are bangers. It's a lot like how I feel about Doctor Who. Because, like, man, Don't Blink. Don't Blink is just like the greatest episode of anything I've ever seen. There's those episodes that were just on point. You know what I mean? Really on point. And I would probably go ahead and sit down with my boy here and watch Bab 5. I know he'd sit down with me. And finally watch it all the way through. Watch this new one. You give it a try. See what it's about. But I would not have watched the CW version, because I know they would disappoint me. CW likes to take something you love and absolutely destroy it. Like what they did to Batwoman, Batman, was just Gotham Knights. Just everything they do is like the worst. Is like a nightmare version of whatever it was you liked. So good on them. pulling it from CW. Paramount and Warner have been known to actually try to make money, which makes me go like, they'll probably try to do this right. And I wouldn't mind an update because I was curious. I don't know all the secrets of the
I will say, I went
back
to rewatch Babylon 5, and the first season is painful to get through. I will say, Babylon 5, the first season, painful to get through. Now it gets much better, and it's one of the better sci-fi stories in my opinion.
I like this.
There was definitely things that happened that were sort of jarring because they changed something because of something happening to a certain actor or something like that. So, or they do a weird time skip. And I will say, to see it cleanly done and done well, I would love to see Babylon 5 back on the screen.
And with a bigger budget.
And, with a bigger budget.
Sci-fi the hell out of it, yeah.
And honestly, I would prefer to see it on streaming. And that way, because, I mean, they push the borders on things. I think they can push the borders more on streaming, make it really a more adulty sci-fi project. So,
well, I mean, you know that I'm one of the few people, or at least one of the few people we know that loved Deep Space Nine. It's one of my favorite Star Trek, and to me, Bab 5 has that vibe that I think I could get into it. But like he said, the first season wasn't catching me, so I jumped in every now and then and would catch some episodes, and I caught the good ones. I caught the good ones. But I wouldn't mind doing like I did with Deep Space Nine and sitting down and following this all the way through. And I would say that if you were going to say a spiritual successor to Star Trek, the good Star Treks, the original Star Trek, Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, those are my Star Treks. I would say that Bab 5 was the closest to being in that same vein. So I'd like to see a reboot. Everything they've done recently has none of that interest. It is painful to try to sit down and watch an episode. There's no wonder. There's no inspiration. It's just not there. And I would love to see somebody who loves those type of genres do it again, where I sit down and I'm just build your universe for me. What's going on here? That's an interesting culture. How does that culture interact with this culture? That's the fantasy of sci-fi. I know those words contradict, but you know what I mean. That's the wonder of sci-fi and of a space series specifically. I don't know why what's his name that's doing the new stuff cannot understand why you go to watch Star Trek. He does not understand that what the worst thing you can do? You should not watch a space opera and it looks like modern day. The biggest disconnect is modern day politics in a super fantasy or sci-fi setting, because that's supposed to be different. You're supposed to be somewhere else, right? Oh, yeah. You're supposed to be somewhere else. That's why izakais are popular. You know why izakais are popular? Because you're not here. You're somewhere else that isn't here. This idiot can't get his head around it. What's the name of the dude, man? It's been screwing up all the dang. I can't remember his name, but the guy
all the dang
Star Trek stuff he's been making. It's like he doesn't get that. And I'm like, dude, you might as well have set your show in modern, because that's all it is. If people are arguing about pronouns 1,000 years on another galaxy, then you're just telling us modern story. Now, maybe a good story, but it's not a sci-fi story.
I just feel like a lot of that stuff goes out the window once you introduce aliens. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because, they don't follow any of that rule, so it's why are we... Yeah. And more importantly, I want to not hear anything about modern-day bullcrap when I'm in space. There's nothing more annoying to me than I'm watching a cool sci-fi show. It's set in Deep Space this. And then somebody says something to the black guy crazy, and you're like, I'm still black when I'm on the other side of the galaxy? Can't I just be human? Really? If I'm out here fighting giant menaces and there's space brains flying around, I don't think the dude's looking at me and going want some fried chicken? Yeah. You're thinking that crap
I will say, that was always something that got me really weird in sci-fi when they play the race card between humans. Because it's but there's aliens. Why are we even worried about color of skin anymore when there's literally different races?
A giant sentient cockroach just ate Jim, and you're sitting up here going I know I don't really understand your music. like, what the hell, man? The robots are killing us. Can we? And you know what's funny? That isn't even what happens in real life. When Flynn got it, Abrams what's going on. When you're in that situation, you don't think about it. In real life, when there's a plane crash, ain't nobody going like, I ain't going to sit next to the fire of that guy over there. No, he's just like, cold, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't worried about that.
I love how you gave the racist guy a southern accent. Like, that's like you're
I refuse to sit next to that jungle person. Whatever. I don't speak any other languages. I can't do French. Mercy beaucoup, screw blackie. I don't know. Point is that you don't care about this when you were in that scenario. So it's dumb. You know what? You can call me any pronoun you want as long as you get the face hugger off of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your pronoun? Get this off of me, Zim Shim. I don't care. Like, it's stupid. And it doesn't make sense.
All right. Last thing I got is...
Abrams sucks. Say it. Say Abrams sucks.
CD Projekt Red account migration. So if you haven't been checking your email and you have a GOG account, then and you don't want to be erroneously signed up for yet another account, if you have a GOG account, CD Projekt Red will be creating you a CD Projekt Red account because they are separating from GOG, as it will become two different entities.
What does that mean? Do I have to actually do anything, or do I just sign in the other thing with my ID?
So what does this change? Starting March 5th, 2024, online features and services, including cross-progression and My Rewards for CD Projekt Reds, as well as websites such as CD Projekt Red forums, will be available through a new CD Projekt Red operated account system. So your GOG account will not work anymore. It will be a new one. Do I need to take any action?
Purchases remain unaffected.
Yes. It's still going to be on GOG. It's just there's going to be a new thing from CD Projekt Red. Do I need to take any action? No, a new CD Projekt Red account will be created for you automatically based on your GOG account information, user ID, username, and email address. This will allow you to continue using features providing CD Projekt Red with no interruption, no action is required on your end. The new account will use the same email address as your GOG account. If you're already logged in any of our games, you will stay logged in when the account change takes place. So anyway, yeah, it's just another place your personal information is going. It's going to go now, instead of GOG just having your personal information, now it's going to be GOG and CD Projekt.
I don't know CD Projekt Red security, man. I don't like anybody. See, this goes back to what I said about the Funimation price change. I really believe we need way stricter rules about what you can do with this account. Like, our original agreement is all I agree to.
Here's the thing, though.
Don't change my price.
If you opt out, please note on March 5th, 2024, you will lose access to cross-progression, My Rewards, and Red Forums. So you may lose some of, like, I don't know, because I think My Rewards is linked into Cyberpunk, so some of the extra accessories and stuff like that you have on Cyberpunk, I think, are linked through My Rewards. So you may lose those if you don't do this. So I mean, it's I'm not a fan of things spreading like this. But
let's do a quick 10-minute. I need you to talk to me about this. No, I need you to talk to me. Okay, how do you feel about the fact that what we're seeing over and over and over is where you go to a company, you make a deal. You say, I'll give you $6 a month, and you give me this. How do you feel about how much these companies are going, I've altered the deal, pray I do not alter it again, and that they're changing prices, they're moving stuff over? Because they're basically saying, if you don't allow us to grab your information from GOG, we will take things from you that were part of the original deal you got when you got this game. I don't like this, but I don't want to start a rant. So
no, I agree, dude.
I mean, I don't like this.
It's you know, it's the price of doing business online, though. Sadly, I mean, you can't
change a contract. Why can you do it with all these digital ones? You can't change a physical contract. I can't go over and go, I know you paid me this for the car, but now I want this, or I'm taking the car back. I can't do that.
There's no additional charge though, not monetarily. So this is
my info.
Well, and that's the thing. This is where the online gets tricky, is because technically your info is worth money. We trade our info to get free services from Google.
Yeah, I signed up to GOG to get my reward stuff.
Yeah, like so. Why do I have free web search, free email, free storage, free this? It's because it's not free. My data, my personal data is the payment for those services.
They get to email me their advertisements.
And this is where, and I know Mike in our chat room, talks about this. Is how much is your personal data worth? And most of the time they say your personal data is actually worth more than that. So a lot of people are trying to migrate from these services because of that. I'm not that big of a conspiracy theory, and I don't think my personal data is worth that much. But yes, here they're taking your personal data for free.
Or they're taking something from you that you
and if
already
you don't
paid
let
the
them,
price
if
for.
you don't let them take your personal data, then you're losing stuff that's connected to them.
And that's the difference, because here's the truth, y'all. You know what the big secret about Q, if you ain't figured out, is? I'm a crotchety old Texan. And you don't take nothing. Like I'm going, you don't take nothing from me. I'm a Southern. You don't take nothing. You don't take nothing from me. So I get really triggered. I'm going to say it triggered, but I mean triggered when you take from me. And this feels like they're telling me they're going to take from me if I don't do what they say.
This happens every day. And most of the time, sometimes you don't even get an email about it. It's hidden behind a lot of red tape a lot of times. The amount of times that your personal data is multiplied and split off and moved over to somebody else because of some background merger, some company buyout or some split or something like that is almost endless, dude. There's no way to track where your information is anymore. The fact that they actually emailed us and let us know instead of just posting it on the back end of their website and you have to find it yourself is a little more than what a lot of people are doing.
And yeah, I know that's true, and I get the hypocrisy in it, but man, there's a difference between I catch you trying to sneak out my back door with my TV and you in my front dang yard with my TV, I don't give a... Yeah, man, I'm way more likely to cap you on the front yard. Like, I know you ain't just you gonna just walk off with my stuff. Again, I get it. I'm being a Southern... I don't like this.
The thing is most people are sneaking in your house and taking your TV. They knocked on the door and told you they were taking your TV.
Yeah, that's my thing is, see, Jared's got it, though. I don't know their security.
Yes.
So I'm opting out. I'm going to go when I get back if I don't forget. And
well,
opt out.
I mean, I
don't know them.
They've already been hacked multiple times and had information stolen.
Crap.
So.
Yeah, so no, man, you don't need my info. But not just that, but an example of them outright taken from you to me is the thing with, Funimation or moving your accounts over and doubling your price. I believe that you should not be able to alter the price, especially by a significant amount, without approval. I should get an email, and you have to cancel it if I don't say yes. I think that the price hike should come with a confirm you are willing to pay the new amount. Otherwise, we'll not charge it all and cut it off. I'd rather go and my service was cut off, but I found out it's because the price doubled. I'd be like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad you didn't charge me this. Then to just show up and be like, what am I paying? I'd be calling them up and they would get an earful. I'd be like, yo, man, what you mean you've been doubling my price for 3 months?
Well, and that would take government intervention because as of right now, they put it in the they put it in the agreement when you sign up and you pay that this price can change at any time, and you agree to it. Now, the thing is you don't have a choice. You either agree to it or you don't get the service.
And that to me is not that. Like I said, that is debatable.
Yeah. Well, there are choices. It's just there's not many legal choices.
Yeah, now you see why I said there's a problem, though, because how many different anime companies can I go to get these major anime licenses? They're all owned by one company. Because you're saying there's a choice, but if I want to watch My Hero Academia, I either got to learn how to sing and sail a boat, or I got to pay them twice the money. Because I'm pretty sure I can't watch My Hero Academia on the small third-party companies, can I?
Yeah.
Probably can't watch Dragon Ball Super on the small companies.
Yeah. No, you can't.
It's a monopoly. It's a monopoly, man. They got all the anime, and they're doubling their price, and they're making you sign really bad contracts. It's why, I'll admit, man, this is where I'm cheap. Zeno's got the sign-ups. I don't. I won't sign up to him because I'm crazy. And if he'll just get annoyed and cancel it, I'm crazy. I'm going to call him up and threaten somebody's family over my money and be like, yo, you better send me back that $5 for the last 3 months because you don't steal from Q. You better be sneaky if you're going to do it. Don't let me catch you. It's just the truth. Don't let me catch you. And this feels like theft when they decide they're just going to take more money from you. And you may not even saw the email. Because you know what? Look at us. We looked this up. I bet you all they did was send one email warning you. At best.
All my subscriptions are at the cost of Dicejunkies LLC Incorporated, which is currently at a loss. So it's a tax write-off.
Now that's telling too much of business. But no, man, like I said, it's the reality of it. I know that you signed it, but then that brings up the question of, should you be signing it? Like, I really believe that, because here's the thing. Yes, I understand that there is accountability. We believe very deeply in personal accountability. But there is also, should be accountability to businesses where it's like,
well, no, I agree.
Do you believe, like what do courts do when they say the intent? There is a legal precedent. I've watched a bunch of legal channels where they say, but the court will go, but is this what a person reasonably expects? That is a legal precedent. I'm going, you may have snuck this into this contract, but most people believed they were going to get this service. You are misleading.
Sadly, we've been seeing price hikes like this without any kind of subscription. The subscription-based model, this has been the purpose for the subscription-based model for decades now. And because it has decades of data showing where this is what happens with subscription-based models, then it is reasonable for the customer to expect
to get cheated,
that they're going to get fucked with a subscription.
So, like I said, we're out of time, man. But I just wanted to have a short, just like, how do you feel? Because we know how I feel. But you're a little more rational. You also pay more attention than I do. But it's like, maybe there needs to be a real concentrated effort amongst us consumers to stop signing up for these bad, when they put that in there, to go like, no. Or, there's some companies. I saw a company that kind of does this where you can sign up for them and they'll watch your stuff and they'll cancel it or inform you when it changes. Yeah. Maybe we need more of that. A company that like watch it and goes, hey man, that just went up. Do you want us to cancel it? Because I'd rather pay $5 to those guys to make sure, because you know why? I'm paying them to watch these guys to make sure they're not stealing from me. And I'd rather pay somebody to make sure I didn't get stolen from
I don't trust those people because I'm giving them access to way too much. I mean, they're getting more access than all these other guys, and then so you're opening up a whole new door.
Yeah, the government needs to be useful for one thing. They're always trying to make all these rules and stuff, but they don't actually protect anybody when we need it. Yeah, they're trying to censor the internet, but they're not trying to protect consumers.
Well, I mean, Mike said it in the chat room as well. He's like, that would require consumer protections and government to be more interested in our government. Is because the government is more interested in big trucks of money than the consumer. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Yes, it's not going to change anytime soon. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap us up. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we are online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and as every week,
we hope you enjoy.